Hey guys, I'm Rob Base, and this is Not Mitten Box. And today I'm teaming back up with Mr. Chris Vint, Masterverse Chronicles himself, as we take a look at King Hsss. So take it away, Chris Vint.
Well, thank you very much, Rob. Always nice to be joined by somebody from Pop Culture Network. So yes, as you know, I'm Chris Vint, host of the Master Universe Chronicles, and here's my part of the video as we go through Castle Grayskull to divulge about... no, not this snake. It's a different kind of snake, a cartoon snake. No, not Hsss from the Jungle Book. Oh, for goodness sake. Yes, that's right. It's King Hsss we're going to be talking about today. King Hsss, of course, never featured in the classic cartoon when he featured in the 2002 cartoon. Here we could see some awesome artwork. This one here I particularly enjoy. I just think that's just a mean man. So yeah, King Hsss, the dreadful disguised leader of the Snake Men, or so it says. This is my one. As you can see, his arm has fallen off. Oops. Obviously with all of them you get a little comic, which here you see King of the Snake Man, and we'll have a little peek inside of Skeletor with his hand on King Hsss' shoulder. Very odd. Obviously we had different Snake Men. Here he is with Ratlore and Tongue Lasher, and with King Hsss obviously he could transform, which we'll go into a little bit more detail. Here's the back of the card, He-Man waving to King Hsss going hello, and then right, so here we are, King Hsss, as I said earlier on. Here's his arms falling off in the package. Now we'll have a look at the artwork again. So basically it just gives you little step-by-step instructions on how to actually remove his armour and make him look like a human, so to speak. And here's some of the other ones that were featured in the line. Of course we didn't see the likes of Squeeze or Snakeface and that. So my King Hsss doesn't stand up particularly well, so I'm going to have to hold him here. So you just peel the things off, and then the middle part's a little bit trickier, and that's it. That's what King Hsss looks like. The little snake man. Not that scary, is he? No, I don't think. Yeah, I'm trying to get it. Not that scary. He's got See if he spit venom at us, we'd be all in deep trouble. So it's just a case of no, that doesn't go there, Chris. It goes in the back. Well done. So it's just a case of just popping it all back on again if you want to give him his more human look. Obviously King Hsss has his little weapon and shield there as well, and as I said earlier on, featured in the 2002 cartoon, eating Zodak's brother, hence why Zodak wanted revenge, and this is what he looked like in the cartoon. Took over Castle Grayskull Snake Mountain with the help of Evil Lyn. And obviously later on in the series, whenever the Snake Man came into, had the infamous Master Universe versus the Snake Man, which we had like so many fond figures, didn't we? This was one of them, and here we could see him pictured with the other Snake Man in the line. So King Hsss, here he is in his card, and we'll go over. Sorry if this gets on anyone's nerves, by the way, with it being a mint on card. So you can see here this staff from the vintage one against the staff of the new one, and the shield is also a little bit different as well, a lot brighter in the vintage one. There's also like a wee thing that goes in the mouth of the snake, and you can actually press a button and it fires along. So another thing is the spelling in the name. Obviously on the left it's spelled Hsss, H-I-S-S, and on the right it's H and then lots of S's. So as you can see here, we have the little thing, and oh look, it's Jungle Attack, He-Man, or whatever is net. Awful. And as I said earlier on, here's the thing, the little shield that clips onto his arm. So also featured in some of the MVC Creations comics. That's an awesome artwork, and I'll just show you another one here. That's from the start of it as well. So that's basically the 2002 and the vintage figure done. So I'm going to pass you over to Rob Base now, who's going to have a look at the classic version. Thanks always, Rob, and look forward to doing our next video. Bye.
Thanks, Chris. And now, King Hsss Masterverse Classics version Okay, you know, this figure has been so highly anticipated that you really can't go anywhere without people going, "Oh, King Hsss." So, let's take a look at this figure. On the front of the box, you have your typical Master Universe Classics, except this time we have the Snake Man sticker, because he's a Snake Man. So now we have all the leaders in the Master Universe line, with King Hsss being the last regime character. But you don't want to hear me talk about this figure. Let's take him out of the package. Taking King Hsss out of the package, we can clearly see his vintage style shield and his vintage style staff, scepter, what do you want to call that, with the snake wrapped around. And at the bottom you can clearly see his extra appendages as the snake form. Alright, let's take this guy out of the package. One thing is perfectly clear that we should note: this figure has a problem standing, and he is very wobbly. He wiggles and wobbles, but once he's standing there, he looks pretty cool. He's got the regal pose, and he's very armored out. His points of articulation: he's got his head, he bends at the elbows, at his shoulders, and he's supposed to kind of stretch his arms out. Very stiff. The wrists move. He's got the ab crunch, but still kind of useless because the armor is inhibiting it. His knees bend, his feet articulate, but you'll notice that his legs are supposed to jot out forward. They don't get very far because of the rigid armor. So he's not going to sit down. That's probably why he's so angry, because he has to stand all the time. Alright, now let's take a look at his weapons. Like I mentioned, he has his vintage shield and his scepter with very detailed green snake. Reminds me of Damien from Jake the Snake Barber. And he wraps around, and you can probably take him off. More like I bet you could, but why would you want to do that? Alright, let's attach this staff to his hand. Okay, one thing to note, that maybe it's me, but his hand is really tight. You have to really force the scepter in. But once it's in, he's not letting go. And the shield, not a problem. And being with those weapons on him, he stands pretty good. His feet joints are very tight, and his knees are very tight. Alright, let's take a closer look at the snake part of the body. One thing to note, he has bendy arms. So his two quote-unquote snake arms are very bendy. You can bend him in any direction you want. The mouth has a articulation point, but it's made out of a soft rubber, and it, you know, it's kind of pointless. He attaches very tight, and he looks pretty cool when he's standing there. His snake body is nowhere near as cool as his human counterpart body. That's my opinion. But really, the snake body just, you know, even the vintage one, it never looked that cool. It's not scary, it's snakes. I'm not Indiana Jones, so I'm not really that afraid of snakes. But when you see him just standing there with his staff and his shield, and you know what? He's ready to go. He's definitely a Master Universe Classics character. He fits in with the line 100%, and you know you guys want him. I've never been that big of a fan of the Snake Men, but having King Hsss makes me feel like I'm getting close to completing my collection. But guys, I want to thank Chris Vint for being on. He was amazing as always. And I want to know what your opinion is on the King Hsss figure. So go to popculturenetwork.com, hit up the forums, and let us know what you think. And remember guys, they're your toys. Play with them the way you want.